How are you feeling, Keval?
आज हम आए वापस से इंडिया में, मुंबई, अपने घर। 6 दिन विदाउट ट्रैफिक, स्मूथ रोड और फास्ट एंड फ्यूरियस वाली कैब। अब आ गए हम वापस से।
कहाँ घूम रहे थे भाई ऐसा सब?
भाई उसे दुबई कहते हैं, जन्नत। आज वापस से आ गए हम वही हमारे पुराने ट्रैफिक में।
मतलब वो जन्नत है और ये क्या है?
ये रियलिटी है भाई, ये हमारा घर है, रियलिटी।
नहीं, उसको जन्नत नाम दिया, इसको क्या नाम दोगे?
ये जन्नत पहुंचने का रास्ता है यहाँ से।
Welcome to the last day in Dubai, which is day 9. This was the day when we had 2 activities on our list, which were remaining since day 1. But due to bad weather, we couldn't do it on the first few days, so we left it for the last day. The first activity or excursion was the Dubai frame. We had already seen quite a few viewpoints, and I think this was the most disappointing out of all. For me, the personal favorite was the view at the Palm. It was a brilliant 360-degree view. And then we saw the Burj Khalifa, we saw the sunrise from there. And Dubai frame, in comparison to the other two, was quite average, I would say. And this is something you can easily skip. There was a little bit of a waiting at the entrance, and then we entered. There was a museum where they explained some historical facts of Dubai, and this is what the Dubai frame looked like. The view was okay, it was not wow. We'd also seen the top floor at the Museum of the Future, which had a similar view, so it wasn't something that we had not seen before. The only cool fact was that you can walk on these transparent glasses. It can be a little scary for someone who's not very used to heights, but otherwise, it was not a very adventurous activity to do. This was a museum at the end when you exit, and there was a souvenir store as well to check out. But that's pretty much about Dubai frame. You can spend maybe half an hour or 45 minutes here. It's not a very long tour that you need to do. After Dubai frame, we took our van and went to the desert safari. This is the number 1 activity that was on our list on day 1, but because it was raining, we couldn't do it. So our first stop on the desert safari was this place where you have an option to do quad biking. Since most of us had done it already, we decided to skip this and directly head to the main safari area. Honestly, this is another disappointing activity that we had done, and we had booked a standard ticket which was not great. I believe there are tons of other desert safaris that are more experiential. This was okay, not very enjoyable for me. We started with a dune bashing. There was a car that came to pick us up, and we went dune bashing, which is basically just riding roughly in the sand just for that adrenaline rush, but that's about it. So I'm at the Avir desert right now, and we are here for the desert safari. We did the dune bashing, which was a little adventurous, not that great to be honest. Not exactly adventurous, but decent enough for starters. And this is the desert camp that they have set up for us. We can reserve a table here. These are the tables that we have, and you have tea, coffee and water unlimited right now, and from 7 p.m. onwards they will start serving food in this area. There's vegetarian and non-vegetarian options included. You can also get henna done in that area. You can click pictures with the camels, you can click pictures with the falcon. You can also go quad biking at an additional cost, and you also have an option of sandboarding, which is included in the price. Post 7 p.m. there will be like a fire show and a belly dancing show here while you sit and enjoy your dinner. And that's pretty much what the desert safari includes. I have taken the regular desert safari, but if you take a VIP one or a slightly premium one, then you have a private area which is right on the other side. If you see, there are different kinds of chairs there and cushions, and you also have food that's already available from 4 or 5 p.m. onwards, so you can already start eating if you've taken the VIP ticket, and you just get a better view in general. And that's pretty much about the desert safari. I haven't mentioned the cost of this desert safari because I personally don't recommend it. Having said that, I'm still going to link another desert safari which I think is better than this one. and you can check that in the description below. We got to see the sunset from here, which was beautiful. We spent about an hour or two exploring the region around, the activities around. So we did sandboarding for the first time. I don't recommend the camel rides and taking pictures with the falcons for ethical reasons, but besides that, you have an option of doing quad biking if you haven't done it at the first spot. Once the sun was set, we had some snacks that was served that included samosas and some Indian bhajis. We had that, and then we saw some performances which included belly dancing and some fire shows. While the performances were going on, the dinner was already served. This was actually a vegetarian menu. I was very surprised to see so many vegetarian options. We had a lot of Indian food on the table. There was salads, there was biryani, there was roti, sabzi, and there was some hummus, noodles, and some oriental food as well. There was also chole, there was dal, there was rice, and everything felt very Indian, to be honest. I think this kind of a desert safari attracts a lot of foreigners. For dessert, also, we had some Indian food, which was some halwa and rabdi. And then we had like a major fire show where they kind of lit up the entire Dubai world. Again, this was not something very amusing. After the desert safari, we headed back to Dubai city, and it was finally time to check out. So we had our bags already packed and ready at the entrance. But before leaving for the airport, there was one last thing we wanted to do, which was eat Shake Shack fries and have the milkshakes there. So that was one last thing we did because we loved the fries so much that we went back again. We spent some time in the JBR area and the Marina area for about an hour or two, and that's where we went to the Shake Shack branch and we had our dinner there. And then we went back to the hotel, we booked a cab to the airport, and we headed back home. It was a bittersweet feeling as always, 10 days came to an end very fast. For me, it was 10 days, but for the rest of the group, it was 6 nights, 7 days. So, yeah, on the 10th day, which is the 10th morning, we had an early morning flight to catch. So, we went to the airport, we reached early. So, we spent a few hours at the airport just chilling, walking around. And then we caught our flight back to Bombay. This was a direct flight, about 2.5, 3 hour long. And it was quite a smooth ride. We flew Indigo, which was not a bad airline at all. And we caught up on some sleep on the flight, and that's it. We were back home.
We are back to India. भारत माता की जय.
कैसा लगा किंजल?
ऐसे sad और ऐसे happy. How are you feeling?
Great. A new feeling.
Sleepy? But it's now sleeping. I want to go back. I'm tired.
Can't wait to meet my bed. I want to eat vada pav.
Hope you enjoyed the last video of the UAE series. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you next Wednesday.
पूरी जिंदगी मुझे याद रखोगे कि तुमको मैंने सजेस्ट किया कि तुम दुबई जाओ, दुबई जाके कैब चलाओ, इतना साफ रोड, इतना
कैब चलता है ना, ओला उबेर.
अरे बस सब चलता है वहाँ पे.
इनकम कैसा रहता है वहाँ पे?
अरे वहाँ पे दिरहम में कमाओगे तुम, दिरहम में. यहाँ पे चिल्लरों में नहीं, वहाँ पे नोटों में उड़ाओगे तुम. अरे भाई, ये जो ट्रैफिक की जिंदगी में हम अटके हुए हैं, तुम इससे आजाद हो जाओगे.
कभी कभी तो ऐसा गुस्सा लगा करता है गाड़ी साइड में.
हाँ, फिर सोचो वहाँ जाओगे, तुम्हारा माइंड एकदम फक हो जाएगा कि क्या हो. अरे एक वाओ, चले जाओ दोस्त, चले जाओ यहाँ से चले जाओ. ये जिंदगी से तुम अब नेक्स्ट लेवल पे जाना है अपने को. ये हमारा टारगेट है.